Men are hard to buy for. Sorry, guys. Every once in a while, I think Murphy's, easy to buy for. Like, perfect, easy. But, I mean, I've had people in the family tell me that.
Yeah.
Your husband's hard to buy for. Can you help me? I'm like, sure. Get in line.
So, welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast. This one is for the guys. Well,
Man gifts.
It's just a couple of extras. So, on the show today, we talked about in the gift ideas. I guess each of us kind of contributed one, right?
I did the truck crate, the pro crate thing that it's in the back of my SUV that you can just put stuff in so it doesn't roll all around if you're rocking an SUV or your trunk is spacious.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
And it's funny.
Love it.
I thought about it after you said it. I've seen them too on TikTok.
Of course, Sam.
Kind of like that, but it's a foldable with wheels on it. So not only do you
better.
lift it out the car, you can just roll it into the house.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we need to find some links to those too, because I don't know that we had that.
Love that.
I bought that one for Jodi years ago, and it's convenient, it's durable, and it collapses down into something that's totally flat. You can put it under the seat if you need to.
You got tired of being called outside to help with the groceries.
Yep.
I
mean, yeah. Here.
So
here's a box. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
So I want to give you a couple of extras today. But on the list, on the show, I did the meter thing, which is
MEAT.
Yeah, if you're a grill or a griller and you want to be able to monitor the temperatures, make sure you cook it to 150 on the inside, whatever. Yeah. It's a way to do that, and you can use your smartphone to monitor it. It's great.
I like the fact that on the smartphone you can tell it, let me know when it reaches whatever.
Yeah.
So you can sit back down.
Yeah, you don't have to constantly be looking.
Right. Yeah, you could actually go spend the time in the bathroom if you really wanted to, Sam. And say, I don't have to leave yet.
Okay, whatever.
All right, so never mind. Didn't mean to
like
do
a true man.
Right. So let's add a few more to the list. And so two of these are under $30.
Oh, nice.
I think they're simple. They're affordable. We've got the links at murphysamandjodi.com for them. One of them is a little Panasonic handheld shaver, and it doesn't. I know that doesn't sound exciting, but it's a perfect travel size because if you could fit it in the palm of your hand, it almost looks like a circle. You just hold it, shave.
I've seen that online. It looks awesome. I've seen
the
men shave their whole heads with it too.
I guess you could do that
so it's
too.
Not like the long hole in the Velcro kind. It's
right.
just a ball in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. You're not holding the handle or whatever. There's no handle to it, and so it's easy to pack and take with you. And I didn't start with that one as the under 30. Sorry about that one. That one is not under $30. It is. Yeah, no. Let me. I didn't mean to give you that one first. I'm trying to get to the price of it. $69.
Oh.
Okay.
But they do have, if you really want to spend the money on it, they have a deluxe model.
Oh.
I don't know why it costs this much. It's almost $300.
What?
But
What does it do?
I don't know.
Same thing.
Yeah,
shaves.
It looks
on
the
go.
same, but I think the texture of what you're holding feels different, and it may hold a little bit more charge. But I don't think it's worth 4 times the price of the one that I just mentioned a minute ago. So the two under $30. If you've got somebody that is they fashion themselves as a bartender, or they've always been interested in mixology,
love it,
and want to start to experiment, because and here's the thing: you can do this with alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks if you really want to. There are ways
mixologist.
Right, exactly. Both of them, but it's a starter kit that's just fun. It's $29, and it's got everything that you need. It's got the shaker, it's got the strainer, it's got the all the other little stirrers and things that you would need that a professional bartender would have. It's for $29, and
cool.
And
okay.
the nice thing about something that costing $29 is it's like the starter set.
Yeah.
You're not buying the $200 really expensive.
In case they don't really dig it. Yeah.
If you drop it after 3 weeks, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, because sometimes that happens. You want to pick up a new hobby and it just you drift.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I still have that ukulele sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
Aw. Okay. Maybe you could do that while the meter is,
Hey,
testing.
there we go. Waiting for my steak.
This one, this is going to sound a little bit odd. It's also $29, but I do think it's handy for both therapy and for exercise. It's a trigger point foam roller. It's a hard foam roller that's got different points so that you can work out knots in your calves or in your back or whatever. Or it can be used for warm-ups, for exercising, for stretching, and that sort of thing.
A foam roller is harder than you think it is. You're like, you watch somebody do it, roll their back out on the floor, and you're like, that easy. And then you do it. Serious work happening there.
Yeah.
And if there are bumps in it and grooves in it, even more.
And that's what this one is. It's a hollow middle with the plastic, tubing.
You have one.
Really strong. Yeah, I do have one at home. Yeah. And I use one for, it's part of my warm up before I work out, on that back. And yeah, it's crazy when you start to roll that. You can't believe how difficult.
Well, it's your weight. Yeah. You're using your body's weight as the pressure, and the little grooves in it do the work. And as long as you roll on the right spot, it feels fantastic.
Coordinated, huh?
You just need to know what part you're trying to work out. You should, you can watch videos. It is a good. So it's something for someone who does work out and who's very physical. Maybe someone who just works in the yard a lot. If you gift someone that. Give them, the examples of how to use it, or, give them a link to, hey, here's what you can do with this.
Yeah, because you could, if your calves are tight, for example, that you could lay on the ground and roll your calves, just using your body's own weight as the pressure. So
it's legit.
And it's simple, and it may come in handy, and it's $29, and we've got the link at murphysamandjodi.com.
And if you have cats, they love to run through it. They would probably.
Could they?
I don't know. We don't have cats. A little one. A little kitten could.
Interesting. Think about that. We could take it to your mom's house and see.
Find out. I know.
Here's one that I've seen on a recommendation list, but I've seen some recommendations against it. I know it's going to sound counterintuitive. So part of the reason I'm bringing this one up is it really does sound like a cool gift. Okay. But the other thing is, it's not all it's cracked up to be on some of these recommended sites because of how much it weighs. And it's this Yeti Crossroads backpack.
Oh,
it's probably the kind. It's not cheap. It's
anything with the name Yeti is not. No,
the 27-inch one's like $160, and then they go up in size all the way to $250. But this thing is, as you would expect from Yeti, much more reinforced than any other.
That's why it's heavier.
Average backpack on the market. And so it's got, storage, and it's fun. And so if you're a Yeti person and a real enthusiast and you've got the money to spend on that, it seems like it would be a good gift idea. Just know, though, many of the reviews say it's heavy. It's heavy because it's reinforced. So it's heavy to start with before you put things in it. And so whoever's going to be using it, just make sure that they're a Yeti type.
Make sure they're physically active enough, or physically fit enough to handle it.
Or make sure you put light beer in instead of regular beer.
Okay.
A very good point, Sam.
Okay.
And then
see why men are hard to buy for? Yeah. You think that's funny?
And the last one here, this is expensive. Okay. It's not the most expensive, but it's expensive, and maybe the family pools the dollars together, or if somebody's wanting their first drone.
Oh.
This is an interesting, considering all the stories we're hearing, right? We don't mean to go fly these over the skies of New York and New Jersey.
I know where you can get a free drone right now.
She's talking about
plenty of them.
Yeah. So drones have come a very long way since the consumer drones were introduced many, many years ago. Battery life is a lot better than they've ever been.
Yeah.
And the cameras that are attached to them are a lot better than they've ever been, and they come in different sizes. This is called an ultralight foldable drone, so it's very easy to carry around with you. I'm not saying I want this, Jodi. That's not why I'm doing this.
Believe me, I'm not buying you another drone.
Yeah.
I bought Murphy a drone years ago. For anyone who doesn't know, I accidentally ordered 2, so 2 drones showed up. We sent one back successfully. But you barely flew it twice. I was so surprised. It's a chance you take. A gift is always just a suggestion. I've always said that. But I took a chance and I was so excited about being the one to buy you a drone.
Yeah.
And I remember 2 weeks after giving it to you, we were about to go to the beach. And I'm like, don't you want to bring your drone? I'm like, yeah. And you brought it. Reluctantly.
No, I enjoyed that.
The high point for Murphy was registering it with the FAA.
I did, because you have to, right? So it's official. The only thing is the neighbors, they've got a pool. They don't like it when we fly the drone in the neighborhood.
When we?
Right.
You mean when you?
But seriously, with the one that I have, which is, I guess, 10 years, you bought that 10 years ago.
It's been a minute. I don't even know if you know where that drone is.
I do. It's still in its case. And
collecting dust.
Protected.
Yes. No. Collecting dust.
Waiting for the garage sale.
Tell us about the new drone, the new shiny foldable.
Before I tell you about the new drone, since you're making fun of me for the old one, the last video of my mom alive was shot with that drone.
I know.
Because I was showing it to both of my parents. Both of my parents have now passed on, but this is 2016.
I know.
And it was 2 weeks before my mom passed away, and it's the last video I have in existence of her.
I know.
You know?
And she waved at it. She was so cute. She like waved at the drone.
Right.
I remember when you came home from visiting them.
Yeah.
And you said, I showed him the drone. Here's the video. So I watched the video like 10 minutes after it had been shot. And I was like, oh, look at Merle. She waved at the.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
So at least there's that.
Yeah. So anything else you want to laugh about my drone?
I mean,
now?
it's laughing at myself for a gift.
I'm just kidding.
I'm laughing at myself for sort of a gift fail. If you had
that
given,
was not a fail.
Okay.
I liked it. I really did.
Twice.
If you had given me something that you never saw me use, you would be doing the same thing.
So here's the thing, though. It's not your fault. Consider yourself an early adopter. The battery only lasts for 18 minutes on that. That is not a lot of drone flight. And so, heavy duty ones, some can fly 45 and I don't know that they can get quite to an hour, but you're talking about pretty expensive drones at that point.
The ones over New Jersey
I'm
go
about to
all
say,
night.
Yeah, right. The professional ones that do movie making. I mean, there's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many specialized areas for drones now. You could go crazy from the cheapest, to insanely expensive, $4 or $5 grand for these ones that
Ridiculous.
that movie producers use or professional broadcast documentary videographers, all that.
Sports videos.
That too.
Every
Yes,
single
you're
time
right.
you watch a game, you're watching drone footage.
Right.
For sure.
So back to this ultralight one, this foldable, it's $649. Again, that's not cheap. Get that. But because it's entry level enough that it's kind of foolproof. You're not going to crash it and break it or anything like that, And it's made by DJI, which is it's the most popular name in drones for drone. And
that's where I ordered yours.
Yeah, they're known for that, and their gimbals, which are the things that hold the cameras to keep them steady and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, again, obviously, if it's you don't want it to be Jodi's case where you buy it and it goes back in the case for a year. But, right, if there's somebody that that's ready to upgrade and they're really into, drones or want to try it.
You've got the money.
And you've got that money, right, exactly, to do that. That's one to pull together. But those are some of the extras that I had on my list.
Awesome, Murphy.
Just fun ones. You can get all of these links at murphysamandjodi.com. And you know what? Feel free to share some other guy gift ideas with us if you want to. We still have a couple of days here before Christmas, and we can share them, on the show.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.